What is up, everybody? We are live here tonight. We got some good games on. Gonna talk some ball, watch the games together. It's gonna be fun. I'm hype. It started off a slow day in college football, but things are starting to pick up. Kansas is 3-0 after upsetting Houston now, after upsetting West Virginia last week. Appalachian State had that huge Hail Mary play that I'm sure you all saw. Absolutely crazy. I got 3 games on right now. I'm waiting for the Texas A&M Miami game, but I'm watching Michigan State at Washington. Washington's up 22-0. Mel Tucker was going ballistic yelling. I also got on LSU versus Mississippi State. LSU's up 1 point in the fourth quarter with the ball. So that is the main game I'm going to be watching here. And then I got one more pulled up on my phone. Actually, it's on halftime, the NC State Texas Tech game. So some good games. LSU just picked up a big first down. How are you all doing today? Let's see if Mississippi State can escape Death Valley with a dub. Down by 1 right now. I have a feeling this game is going to end in a great way. Whew. Second down. Big stop there by Mississippi State. What's up, AJ? Marshall's actually in overtime right now. Hopefully they're able to pull off that win, because going to the App State Marshall game, I want Marshall to be undefeated when they face Appalachian State. I want that to be like a huge game. I actually got to pull up the scores here too. How is Marshall doing? Because they were in overtime. I'm scared to look. Oh, they're winning by a field goal. Oh, no. They just lost, I think. Did they just lose in OT? I think Marshall just lost in overtime to Bowling Green. I'm going to be so mad, bro. Hell yeah. Still an hour till that game starts. The Texas A&M one. Oh, wait. An hour? Oh, wait, no. 2 minutes. I'm tripping. All right. 2 minutes till that game starts. I want to finish watching this LSU Mississippi State game first, though, because it's fourth quarter, 1 point game. I'll say Michigan State, Washington. Looks like Marshall lost in overtime. That is so annoying. No. Or wait, is the game still going on? I think it's over. Can't find it. Nope, Marshall lost. Damn it. Damn it, man. Texas is up on UTSA 7-3. That actually might be a decent game, too, if UTSA can hang in there with them. Wow, Charlotte's actually beating Georgia State. What? What is going on today? Like, the most terrible of teams are beating teams that I thought would absolutely destroy them. That's just crazy. That's actually crazy. Marshall lost. I thought that they would destroy Bowling Green. Charlotte's beating Georgia State right now. Appalachian State barely beat Troy. I thought that one would be a blowout for App State. All right, let's go. See if Brian Kelly can pull off his first big win at LSU. Big third down conversion here if they can get it. Oh, they got it. Wow. Huge. Huge. I ain't trying to wear my hat right now. I'm surprised Michigan State's getting blasted like they are. The rankings, I got my paper right now to make my rankings on my desk. Start filling them out. They are gonna be like I'm about to just like completely start from scratch. BYU lost to Oregon today, bad. Penn State, I had them higher than most people. I had them at like 12. I think most people had them in like the 20s. Now y'all see why they should be 12. They went into Auburn and took care of business, blew them out. But like, I don't know. There's a lot of teams that I had unranked that are looking like they deserve to be ranked this week. So my rankings that come out tomorrow morning, they're probably going to look completely different than last week's. But honestly, that's probably how it should be. You should probably just start from scratch every single week with new rankings instead of saying, oh, well, even though this team looked bad, I had them ranked 7, you know? So I'm going to keep them around 7. But really, you should probably just start from scratch. And that's what I'm going to start doing with my rankings is just start from scratch every single week. So even though I had who did I have high that looked bad? Like it looked bad in a win. Wake Forest, I had them at 19. Like they might fall a little bit, even though I had them up there, just because they didn't look that good. They barely beat Liberty. It's going to be interesting. I mean, my top 3 are going to stay the same. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, and then Michigan 4 probably stay the same. But appreciate it. My hair is actually, it looks messed up right now, but I don't feel like wearing my hat. I wear a hat too long, I get a headache. Does that happen to you guys? Like, I can't be wearing my hat too long. That's what I like about this haircut. Like, I ain't really got to mess with it. It'll look fine. No matter what. And also, since the sides are so short, it does look really good when I wear a hat. But I just don't want to wear it anymore. Michigan State's about to score, though. I picked this upset. I picked Washington State to win. I guess it's not technically an upset, even though Washington's unranked and Michigan State's ranked 11. because Washington was favored at home. But I picked Washington to win. They're looking good right now. But I've been saying all off season, I think Michigan State's going to take a step down and get like 7, 8 wins. Since last year they got like 10. What they have like 10 wins, and then they won the bowl game versus Pitt. I thought that they'd take a step down. Everybody's like, nah, man, Michigan State's nice. Michigan State's nice. I don't know what you're talking about, but did he just? Oh, he did catch that. He bobbled it. Michigan State just got a touchdown just now, but it's still down 15 to Washington. Like, I don't know. I just don't see Michigan State's defense is not that good. They can't stop Washington right now. Michigan State's defense isn't that good. They just lost Kenneth Walker III to the draft last year. I just don't see the hype in Michigan State being that great again. Where did I have Michigan State? They have them at 11. I had them at 13. I had them below Penn State. So if they lose, they might not even be ranked for me. I mean, I might have them in the 20s, depending on how close they can make this game. They're about to go for 2 to try to make it a 14-point game instead of 15. And they got it. They got the 2-point conversion right before halftime. All right. I'm going to finish watching this. Oh, I was wondering what was making sound. This game's about to go in halftime. I'm about to pull up the... Is it on yet? Miami Texas A&M game on my phone while I finish watching. Is it not on yet? Dude. Missouri State's beating Arkansas 17-14. Y'all see this? That's crazy. UTSA is beating Texas 10-7. I don't know what channel. It says it's supposed to be on ESPN, but I don't see the game. Oh, wow. Jaden Daniels for LSU looks a lot better in this game than he did against Florida State. In Florida State, he did not look good at all in the Florida State game, but Jaden Daniels, doing pretty well. And LSU just got a touchdown, so they're about to be up 8. It'd be really ballsy by Brian Kelly just go for 2 right here and make it a 9-point game. Make it 2 possessions. 7 minutes left in the game. That would be a big balls move. Were you, AJ? Did he get in? That's close. I don't know if he got in. I guess they're saying Miami, Texas A&M hasn't started yet. Texas A&M favored by 6.5 points. I don't know about that. We'll see what Max Johnson's got at starting quarterback, but because they were starting Haynes King and that, he was just buns, man. Just buns. Florida just got a pick 6 they're showing. Oh, here we go. They're saying Miami, Texas A&M about to start in about a minute. Alrighty. Washington is just marching on Michigan State, man. Michael Penix Jr. looking like the Michael Penix Jr. from Indiana when they made the Big 12 or the Big 10 championship. Looking like he might be getting back to that, which is good. I'm about to start filling out my top 25 here too. I'm going to do some of it during the stream, but I can't do them all yet because I got to watch some of these teams play. Because if Miami beats Texas A&M, they're probably going to be closer to my top 5 because I had them at 7 last week. In Texas A&M, I didn't even have them ranked anymore after they lost to App State. But we about to see. We about to see for sure. Third and 10 for Washington. We'll see if Michigan State can actually get a stop. Mississippi State, kickoff return. Let's go. Keep going. Don't get caught. He got caught at the 10. No way. There's a flag. They're about to call that back. No chance they call that back. No chance. Are they really? Yeah, they did. Holding. Come on, man. Mississippi State was about to tie it right there. 6 minutes left. I didn't see any holding. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't see any holdings. Who did they call that on? They just showed the replay. Who are they calling that on? 26? No. That's just good blocking, man. That's just good blocking. LSU just got bailed out. And because that happened, Mississippi State's about to march down the field with Will Rogers and score. Because LSU just got bailed out, man. They truly did. I don't see any holding there, man. Washington's going for it on 4th and 5. 30 seconds left in the half. I like that decision, and they got it. Let's go. Michael Penix. Nice little wide open tight end. See if they can get a touchdown before half instead of a field goal here. That would be clutch. I'm telling y'all, Michigan State's defense is garbage. And Michael Penix just threw a dot to the end zone. Let's go. Rolling left is crazy. Michael Penix. Rolling left is crazy. I'm telling you guys, Michigan State's defense is trash. I should have ranked them lower last week. Because all offseason I've been saying that they're not going to be that good. Not as good as last year, for sure. But man, Washington's tearing them up. Another touchdown with 4 seconds left until halftime. They're up 29-8. All right. That game's about to be on halftime, 4 seconds. Let's see if Mississippi State can tie it. Down 8 with 6.5 minutes in Death Valley. Let's go. I'm going to tweet out the stream here, see if we can get more people in here. All right, got the stream tweeted out. Now we're about to see if this Texas A&M Miami game is on yet. Oh, it is. Just started 10 seconds ago. I'm not authorized to watch the ESPN because it's on ESPN News. Oh, and Mississippi State had the punt already? Did he fumble the punt? College football is so crazy. That's why I love it, man. He did fumble the punt, but they got it back. It's looking like. All right, so top 25, I'm going to start filling out a little bit. Georgia, number 1. Bama, number 2. Georgia, or wait, no, what am I talking about? Ohio State, 3. Those are the easy ones. I'm going to look at my board and see next because it will get a lot more difficult this week. Michigan State fans traveled to Seattle and they are watching them get their ass beat. Boy. Ooh, that was a dot. Good defense, though. Way to swat that away. I'm about to get my snack. Let's see if it'll let me watch Miami, Texas A&M on my computer instead of my phone. I bet it will. Hey, it's lit. All right. Let's go, Mississippi State. I want to see an overtime game. Let's get a stop, man. Let's go. 3rd down. Easy. Easy. One more stop. 3rd and 7. Let's go. Oh, no. Jaden Daniels ran for it. What a play, though. I didn't want him to get that, but that was a good run. Good little scramble. Pick up that 3rd and 7. He's limping a little bit, though. Let's see here. I want to look at my... How did Michigan do today? Oh yeah, they beat UConn 59-0. The thing about Michigan though, they have not played anyone. They played like 3 of the worst teams in college football for their first 3 games of the season. Colorado State, Hawaii, and UConn. They get Maryland next week. But I guess I'll still have Michigan at 4, but Blake Corum had 5 touchdowns with only 71 yards. They were just destroying them. Did USC play yet? No, they play Fresno tonight. That is right. Okay, so I really can't even fill out my 4 spot yet because if USC beats Fresno, I might have USC at 4. But we'll see. I know everyone was telling me I have USC too high last week because I had them at 5. But they're nice, man. They are nice. What? Why is it? Come on, man. Let me watch a game. Being so weird. Oh, LSU just put them away. Big touchdown run. LSU pretty much won. That puts them up 2 touchdowns. Just under 5 minutes to go in the game. All right, let's get Texas A&M Miami pulled up. It's a big win for LSU. Mississippi State's nice. All right, let me watch it. All right, we're good, I think. Yep, bet. Michigan State, Washington's on half now. LSU just put them away. Crazy Mississippi State didn't get that kickoff return because of a holding call. I didn't really like that holding call. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see UCLA almost lost to South Alabama? UCLA barely got out of there, man. There's like nobody in the stands either. Wow, on a last second field goal, super close, and he barely made it. Barely made it. That was a dot. Sean Clifford took a big hit against Auburn. Penn State just tore them up. Tore them up. In Auburn, too. I told you on Penn State's nice this year. Man, Dylan Gabriel got some wheels. I'm watching all these halftime highlights right now while I wait for this Miami, Texas A&M. Oklahoma pulling out the trick plays. I seen also like Nebraska started out 7-0. I think they were up 7-0 on Oklahoma, and Brent Venables was yelling at his defense and stuff. That's good for them too, because Oklahoma's defense has not been good for a little while, and if they're gonna be competing, they're going to the SEC here and soon. If they're gonna be competing with those SEC teams, they have to have a good defense. And after you yelled them, they only gave up another touchdown the entire game after that one really early. So Oklahoma's defense might already be improved just purely because of Brent Venables as their coach. Is a really good hiring. It's looking like, I mean, I know they haven't really played anyone. It's Nebraska. They just lost to whoever FCS team. They lost to Northwestern. Northwestern, did they end up losing to that FCS team too? Because it was a close game. I think they were losing. So Oklahoma really hasn't played anybody. We're going to find out next week. I don't know who they play, but it's going to open up Big 12 play for them. So we're going to see. Texas A&M is up 3-0. I can't watch it yet because I don't know why. It's telling me, oh, it's on ESPN News something. All right, well, here, ESPN News. Because I want to watch Texas A&M and Miami play. All right, I got it up. Let's go. Arkansas is tied with Missouri State right now. All right, I'm going to keep it on this Texas A&M Miami game for a little bit. Unless Mississippi State LSU somehow becomes close again at the last second, if Mississippi State can pull something off, but I doubt it. It's looking like that game's about over. Let's go, Tyler Van Dyke, TVD. They've been driving. They're on the 20 right now. See if Miami can make it happen. Lobs one up, almost picked off. The linebacker played really good man defense right there on the running back. Little, what is that, a wheel route? Yeah, a wheel route. It was really good man defense. If the linebacker would have turned around like a second sooner, then, or even just like a split half second sooner, Texas A&M would have had an interception right there. See, 3rd and 15. Might have to settle for 3, but if they make it, then it'll be a tie football game. So that's not too bad because Texas A&M's defense is super good, super good. So we're gonna find out how good Miami really is. This is a very good, a nice run. 4th and 5 now, or no, 4th and 4. I doubt they'll go for it, but man, Mario Cristobal sweating. It must be hot down there in College Station. I bet it is. Yep, they're kicking field goal. 4 viewers in here. Make sure you guys drop that like button. Let me know what you guys thinking about the games going on right now. Games going on earlier. I love talking ball. That's what we're here for. And Miami gets it in to tie it 3-3. Let's see. Mississippi State trying to get something. They need something quick. 30 yards away. They're about 27 yards away from the end zone. They get one quick. Oh, they just threw a pick. Okay. Mississippi State is done. Oh, no. LSU's corner just injured himself. After the interception, he injured himself. No. Crazy. Crazy. Your boy's about to get his snack. Yo, what's up, GeoPat? How you doing, man? These things right here, you get the peanut M&Ms mixed with the brownie ones. Amazing. Why is my lighting being all weird? I hope that's not loud. I'm going to back away a little bit. Tasty, yes, sir. You already know. Yep, and LSU's going to win that one. All right, cool. So I turn that game off. And we can turn on... What else is going to be a good game? We got Michigan State, Washington still up. It's on halftime. Miami, Texas A&M is on commercial right now. We're going to mainly be watching that one, but a second game that we could, or third game, I guess, we can turn on. I don't really want to watch La Tech versus Clemson. Missouri State was tied with Arkansas. Let's see what's going on there. Or we could turn... Oh, it's on ESPN Plus. Wow, okay. I am buying that. ESPN Plus is so bad. What's going on with Texas Tech and NC State? NC State's up 20-7. That's kind of what I would think. Yep, LSU versus Mississippi State. LSU just won pretty much. They're up 2 touchdowns and they just got an interception. 2 minutes left. What? No, I don't want that game. ESPN is so annoying sometimes. I want Miami versus Texas A&M, please. And keep it on there this time. All right, we're good. Peanut mixed with brownie? Yeah. So they're not like peanuts mixed with brownie, but some of them in here are peanut M&Ms, and some of them are brownie M&Ms. And they're just mixed in. Texas A&M Miami is about to be a good game. I'm going to take a look at this Miami defense, see how they are against Texas A&M. But Texas A&M's offense is so trash. So even if Miami holds them to not that many points, like it doesn't really say much for me. Because Texas A&M's defense is, or Texas A&M's offense is terrible. Max Johnson got wheels. Not really. He can't be worse than Haynes King, though. That man's Haynes King was terrible. That was the receiver's fault. Max Johnson might not be too bad. All right, Miami about to get the ball back. Let's go. Syracuse to win the ACC. Bro, low key, Syracuse is very nice. They picked up Virginia's offensive coordinator, I'm pretty sure. They've been nice this year. Oh no, Miami just muffed the punts. Texas A&M football. That was a clear muff. That is definitely Texas A&M's football. And listen, if Miami's going to win this game in College Station, they cannot be doing stuff like that because Texas A&M's offense is not bad. You can't be giving them free possessions like that in really good field position off of muffing the punt. Those are just mistakes you can't have, man. You gotta just call a fair catch there because you can see he didn't have the ball yet and he saw there's a defender right in front of him and he got spooked. You can't be doing that, man. Yo, what's up, Marcus Mariota? Penn State making the college football, I think you mean college football playoff. They could. I'm higher on Penn State than most. I got my rankings from last week. I'm starting to fill out my rankings for next week. Last week, I had Penn State at number 12. I'm high on them, man. People were I don't know, they just don't like Sean Clifford because he's not, the best quarterback in college football, but he is serviceable. He's not bad and he's decent. Even though he had the terrible mistake against Purdue week 1. He still led the game-winning drive there through a touchdown pass to win, and Texas A&M inside the 5, but there's a flag. But he still, threw the game-winning touchdown on that drive. I think Texas A&M might be nice. They got a really good running back. I seen Saquon Barkley was actually tweeting about him because, he used to be the Penn State running back. Penn State's defense looks pretty good. Although I can't take too much away from them playing good defense against Auburn because Auburn doesn't have a good offense. But I like Penn State, man, a lot. I had them ranked above Michigan State. People called me crazy. But I think Penn State is clearly at least the third best team in the Big Ten. Oh, it was a face mask that they called. So they're going to have it at the 1. But I think Penn State's clearly the third best team in the Big Ten East and maybe even the second best. It's very possible Penn State could be better than Michigan this year. It's possible. But of course, we won't know. We only have so many games sample size right now. And you look at Michigan, they played 3 of the worst teams in Division I football. So you don't really have too much to go off of there with Michigan. They lost some dudes from last year, but Michigan's still pretty nice. But Michigan State's getting blasted right now in Seattle against Washington. I've been saying Michigan State's defense is terrible. They can't get a stop on Michael Penix at all. You think they upset Michigan and slide in at 4 in the playoffs? It's possible. If that's their only loss, or if their only loss is to Ohio State, then they probably make the playoffs. See, if their only loss is Ohio State and Ohio State is undefeated, then yeah, I think depending on what everything else is looking like, Penn State would probably get in. Would they get in over a 1-loss Pac-12 champion? Whether that's a Utah that already has their 1 loss? That's close, right? Because you think about it, Penn State's 1 loss would be against Ohio State. Utah's 1 loss would be against Florida, which you would say, okay, then I give it to Penn State. But then Utah would have the advantage there because they played an extra game because they played in their conference championship. So who would you put in at 4? And then would they get in over a 1-loss Big 12 champion? If Oklahoma goes 12-1, wins the Big 12 championship, or I don't think Baylor will. I think Oklahoma's the Big 12's only shot. How about Kansas, though? Kansas is 3-0. Kansas is 3-0. That's actually crazy, and I'm happy about that. As you guys know, I'm a WVU fan. Makes me feel a little bit better that they went and beat our former head coach and Dana Holgerson after the week after beating us and beating Houston. Makes me feel a little bit better. Did they just switch? What the heck? I was on ESPN News to watch Texas A&M Miami because they told me to go there, and then they just switched it to like Matt. What is that? What is that game? I don't even know. Is it on normal ESPN now, or what? You're watching Pitt versus Western Michigan. Why? Why that game? No, I'm just joking with you. Who's up in that one? Because Western Michigan is not terrible, but I don't think Pitt's that good this year. What about Oklahoma State? See, I'm not too high on Oklahoma State this year. I think Oklahoma State's getting at least 3 losses in the Big 12 this year. They haven't played anybody yet. They played Arizona State, but they're trash. Let's be honest. Oklahoma State has 3 losses at the end of the regular season. One of them's to Oklahoma. I don't think they're winning Bedlam 2 years in a row. Especially this one's going to be in Norman, Oklahoma. They're not winning Bedlam 2 years in a row. So there's one L. I think they'll lose to either Kansas State or Iowa State or TCU. One of those 3 teams will beat them. And a slight upset. But yeah, it's very interesting to think about. I don't think Oklahoma State has any less than 2 losses by the end of the regular season. It's possible for them to probably make the Big 12 championship and have a rematch of Bedlam with Oklahoma, and I think that they would lose again. So I'm not too high on Oklahoma State. I don't think they have a shot at the playoffs this year. They don't look too good to me. Like Spencer Sanders and them and their offense is looking a little bit better than last year, but their defense took such a big hit with the transfers to Ohio State. They lost their defensive coordinator to Ohio State. I just don't know about Oklahoma State. I'm not high on them this year. I've been saying the same thing about them as I was Michigan State. I'm not too high on Michigan State. Even though they had good years, last year, I think that they'll take a little step down. They'll still be good teams, but this year is very top heavy. Michigan, but then Alabama almost lost to Texas. Yeah, I think Alabama still belongs in that top tier, even though they almost lost to Texas. I mean, you think about last year, they almost lost to Auburn in a similar way. I would say the Texas game was probably more of a scare for them. But they were down in Auburn, I think, a touchdown last year, and a similar way Bryce Young led them down the field, got a last-second touchdown in that one instead of a field goal. So I would say definitely Alabama talent, that with all the talent they have on that team, and just it's Alabama, they still belong in that top tier of teams. But it's tough to, this year is very top heavy. Like, you have Georgia, I would put Alabama, Ohio State, and that's my tier 1 right there. I don't think anyone's really on that tier. Like, you could say Oklahoma, but I think Oklahoma would lose to any of those 3 teams. Michigan, they are probably on that tier 2 with Oklahoma to me. I think if Michigan played any of those 3 teams, they'd probably lose. Of course, we're only in week 3, so it's a small sample size to judge these teams. And Michigan, and Oklahoma both really haven't played anyone. But I still have like Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. That's my tier 1 like championship contenders. My tier 2 is like Oklahoma, Michigan, teams like that. But really the best games are when you get 2 really good tier 2 or tier 3 level teams. Like this game, Miami, Texas A&M, I feel like it's going to be a really good game. Those are usually where you find the really good games. Like we saw the Florida versus Utah game that was really good. Like a similar fashion to that. Like I don't know how good Florida really is, but because after they looked like versus Kentucky, but that was a really good game, and those are like around tier 2, 3 level teams. What about Georgia making it and not Alabama? Yeah, that's something to think about as well. Like, I was one to say I think Georgia is going to take a loss this year in the SEC East to somebody, whether it's Kentucky. I thought South Carolina would be a little bit better, but South Carolina was not competitive with them at all. They played Mississippi State from the West, the SEC West. I thought Mississippi State might have a shot at them, but they didn't look all that great against LSU today. So I don't know. Georgia may very well go into the SEC championship undefeated against Alabama, and then whoever wins that will obviously make the playoffs. But then you have maybe a one-loss loser who just lost their conference champion. Okay, so who do you put in? Say Georgia, like you said, Georgia making it, Alabama not. So let's say Georgia is undefeated, wins the SEC championship. They're your number 1 seed, more than likely. Then you have a one-loss Alabama team. You have a one-loss, like we were talking about earlier, one-loss Penn State team out of the Big Ten East, who only lost to Ohio State. And you have a one-loss Pac-12 champ, and a one-loss Big 12 champion, right? So, and then you have the ACC too. What if Clemson, runs through the ACC, maybe NC State even. NC State, I think even after that one game they should have lost against ECU, they've looked pretty good since then. Like they look really good right now against Texas Tech. I didn't watch too much of that game, but looking at the score, they're looking pretty good. NC State could maybe do something in the ACC this year. Are we talking about Syracuse? I don't think they'll be on the anywhere close to the playoffs, but yeah, like it's very interesting to think about, and that's why I'm happy about the college football playoff expanding soon, because there's so many teams that could get in there, but ultimately there is only 3 teams to me right now who legitimately can win the championship. It's that 4th spot in the playoffs, that number 4 spot in the playoffs that I'm like, okay, there are a bunch of different teams that could take that 4 spot, right? You think about a Penn State, a Michigan. So assuming Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia are all in the playoffs, let's think about all those teams that could possibly make the 4 spot. Penn State, Michigan. If Miami can escape this game in College Station, I think Miami has a shot at it. Clemson, out of the ACC. NC State, out of the ACC. The Big 12, I would say only Oklahoma, at least to me. In the Pac-12, I would say USC, and I'd say Utah. They still have a glimmer of a chance if they can look really good and run through the Pac-12 and be a one-loss Pac-12 champion. They might need some other people to lose, but I would say Utah. So you think about all those teams, I think they all have a shot. BYU lost today. I don't think they have a shot. I would say those teams. So that's a good amount of teams that I think legitimately have a shot at that 4 spot. But the thing is, all those teams I mentioned are probably losing first round in the playoffs to either Alabama or Georgia, whoever comes out of the SEC championship as the 1 seed. All those teams I named that could potentially make the 4 seed in the playoffs would all lose to an Alabama or Georgia. And probably pretty badly. So, wow, Miami just missed a 49-yard field goal, so they stayed on 7. So I was talking about earlier, like, whenever they muff that punt, you can't muff punts against Texas A&M. Like, their offense is so bad, man, and you're giving them amazing field position to get a free touchdown. Like, it's just a very bad mistake there by them. A very bad one. A very, very bad one indeed. I'm going to check up on some of these other scores here. See what we got. What do we got? Is Arkansas still tied with Missouri State? Oh, Missouri State is beating Arkansas 27-24. And it's what's his name's return to Arkansas, the coach for Missouri State. Very interesting there. NC State still up on Texas Tech 20-7 going into the fourth quarter right now. Texas Tech's got the ball. 3rd and 8 going into the fourth. Charlotte is beating Georgia State by 7. Crazy. I thought Georgia State was going to whoop them because Charlotte is terrible. Let's see if Max Johnson can drive them down. Then I'm going to look at more of these other scores. Oh, bad throw. Bad throw. I got rid of it, though. Michigan State scored again at the start of half, and they are still losing to Washington 29-14. We got Florida only up 3 points on South Florida. Iowa put up 17 points today. New record. All right. Maryland's tied with SMU 2020. Just after halftime in that one. And Texas is tied with UTSA at halftime. That's actually going to be a pretty good game, but I don't think I'm able to watch that one. So, yeah, some pretty close games going on tonight. And Miami just got a 3-and-out, which is huge after that missed field goal. Muff punt, missed field goal. Very bad special teams play so far for Miami. Has them losing 10-7 almost the end of the first quarter. But they are about to get the ball back. You said Clemson not making the playoffs. I don't think so either, but they definitely have a shot at it. I think if they want to make the playoffs and do something this year, they have to put in Cade Klubnik at quarterback. That's a really good punt by Texas A&M. Pins Miami inside the 10-yard line. You said Washington in the playoffs. Now that one, a little far-fetched. Let's pull the brakes on Washington a little bit, but I like the hot takes, man. You guys know I like hot takes. That's why I do the hot takes videos. I love the hot takes. Washington in the playoffs, it's possible. I mean, they definitely have a good defense. They had a good defense last year. They just weren't all that great. And if Michael Penix is, he's looking like the Michael Penix from Indiana when they made the Big Ten championship. The Pac-12 is wide open, really, especially with Utah getting a loss. Oh, drop pass there by Miami. I don't know if what's his name? Travis Van Dyke. Or Tyler Van Dyke. I don't even know why I said Travis. I don't know if Tyler Van Dyke has enough weapons on Miami this year. Especially going up against the Texas A&M defense that's nice. Very nice. Texas A&M's defense is not the problem with why they lost to App State last week. Not at all. Flag on the play. Yeah, but Washington in the playoffs, Michael Penix, if he starts looking like the Indiana Big Ten champion COVID year, Michael Penix Jr., when the Washington defense stays playing very well, I could see it happening. I could see it potentially happening because the Pac-12, holding on the offense. But the Pac-12, they'll probably end up eating each other like they usually do. Like Washington will probably beat USC, UCLA or someone will probably beat Oregon, get them their second loss. USC or Oregon will probably beat Utah, and they'll all just kind of eat each other. And there's not going to be anyone with less than 2 losses in the Pac-12. That's my opinion. That's probably what's going to end up happening because we've seen it happen so much. But we've also seen, ooh, that's a big hit. That's a big hit. Yeah, Texas A&M's defense is not the problem. Their offense is clearly the problem. That's a big hit by Texas A&M. You're going to call it an incomplete pass. Did he make a football move? They almost called it a fumble. That is a big hit. My goodness. Miami's going to punt it out of their own end zone now. They're reviewing it for targeting? Oh, come on. That's a nice hit, man. It might be targeting, but I'm not a fan of that because it was such a nice play on the ball. But based on the rules, Miami might get bailed out right here and get a first down. Because he is leading with the crown of his helmet. It is technically probably a defenseless receiver. So, that's crazy if they actually call it. They did call it targeting. First down, Miami. And the player will be ejected or disqualified from the game. That's actually crazy, man. The USC hype looks real. Yeah, I would say so, man. I had USC at number 5 in my rankings last week. And people will call me crazy, like USC's too high. That was like the only complaint I saw with my rankings last week was USC's too high. Why do you have USC at 5? But they looked really good at Stanford. Tonight's game is actually going to show me a lot about USC. I'm excited to watch them face Fresno. Caleb Williams versus Jake Haener at Fresno is going to be a really good game, and that game starts at 10:30. That's going to be an awesome game, man. And that's going to show me a lot about USC. I'm excited for it. And I hope the USC hype is real low-key, but I have them at 5 right now. But how I'm going to do my rankings this year is every single week, I'm going to just like start from scratch with my rankings. Like just because I had Michigan at 4, USC at 5, Clemson at 6 next week, just because if they win doesn't mean they're going to stay in that spot. I'm going to go completely from scratch. So say Clemson wins, but they look bad, then they'll fall. Michigan won today, beat UConn, shut them out, looked great, but they haven't played anyone. They played like 3 of the worst teams in college football this year. Oklahoma looked really good today. but Nebraska's terrible. So I don't know really what to take away from that. It's hard to do these rankings when you have such a small sample size. But I'm really going to take my time on these rankings today. Like, I already have my top 3 is the same. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. I think that that's the correct order for top 3 right now. Georgia's so clearly been the number 1 team this year. And they're the defending champions. But the number 4 spot for me is a little bit iffy. We're going to see if Miami can come away with a win here in College Station. Clemson, even though they haven't really played anyone. USC, they played Stanford. They play Fresno today. So to me, it's looking like out of these top tier teams, they might be possibly the number 4 if they can show out against Fresno State. And Michigan, who hasn't played anyone at all. Then Oklahoma, they looked really good today. They can be in contention for my number 4 spot. BYU lost. I had them at 9 last week. Arkansas, they don't look too good to me. Are they beating Missouri State right now? Because they were losing to them. I need to check out on that. Because that is going to determine a lot with my rankings. Arkansas is beating Missouri State now by 4, 31-27, with 9 minutes left in the game. All right. Kentucky, they've looked really good this season. Kentucky's defense looks really good. Penn State looked really good today. They were my number 12. So, yeah. We're going to take a look at these rankings, and people will be moved around because, like I said, I'm tearing it down, starting from scratch every single week with my rankings. So just because I had a team ranked high last week, even if they won, they could fall. Main criteria I use is who have you played, of course, win-loss record, and most importantly is the eye test. How do you look? Do you look good, like, when you're playing? Right now, Miami doesn't look very good. They got bailed out with that targeting call. Even though it was the right call, it's still a bailout that they hit you like that. And, woo! Getting the run game going. I like that. I like that because I don't know how good Miami's weapons are outside at the receiver position. So to get the run game going will be nice for Miami. Nice. Another nice run. Give him 7. 6.5. What about Penn State? Yeah, we were talking about Penn State. I think Marcus Mariota, they brought it up that he thinks they're going to make the playoffs. I could see it happening. He says he thinks that they can slide in at 4 with 1 loss to Ohio State. That means they knock off Michigan. I could see them doing that for sure. Penn State looked really good today, and I'm high on Penn State. Like I said, I had Penn State at 12 in my rankings last week, which was a lot higher than most people. They've looked really good so far. They got 2 really good wins, both on the road. And it's only week 3. So to have 2 really good road wins so far, I can almost guarantee you right now Penn State will be in my top 10 in tomorrow's rankings when I have them come out. Penn State looked really good. A big road win in Purdue and a big road win in Auburn. Ooh, that was a dot! That was a dot by Tyler Van Dyke. Let's go, man. Let's go. Miami's inside the 20 in the red zone. That was a very nice throw because even though it was kind of like low, it fell like right into his chest. Oh, that was nice. The corner wasn't turned around, so like, ooh, that was a really nice play. While under pressure too, TVD throwing a dime right in the breadbasket. Miami, 1st and 10 on the 12. Tyler Van Dyke, play action, throws it away. I hope this is a good game, man. I really do. And Miami's special teams dug them in a hole early in this game, but we'll see if Miami's defense, and it's looking like their run game, can maybe bail them out here. Their run games looked really good, and then that one TVD, nice pass. There's a flag on the play, and it's looking like it's on Miami with Mario Cristobal's reaction. Ineligible receiver downfield. Yeah, I can see why Mario Cristobal is mad at his player for that. Just a silly foul that has you now, instead of 2nd and 10 on the 12, 2nd and 20, no, 2nd and 15. Oh, it's only a 5-yard. No, it's 1st and 15. Okay, they counted as they didn't lose it down for that. And TVD's pass is batted down. This Texas A&M defense is legit. Texas A&M's defense is legit. It's their offense I worry about. They got some dudes. We all know the recruits they've been pulling in, especially on the defensive side. What about Kansas? Talking about teams. Kansas is 3-0. Playoff hopes still alive for the Jayhawks. Be the first team since, 2007 Florida to win a championship in football and basketball in the same year. Well, I guess it technically wouldn't be the same year because it was last year, but that would be crazy. Not gonna happen, but Kansas in a bowl game? Can we say that's realistic now? I think we can say Kansas making a bowl game is in the conversation, right? Three 3-0 with wins over West Virginia and Houston, both on the road. They can pick up 3 more wins. They can pick up 3 more wins in conference, possibly. That Texas A&M defense, man. Miami's going to have to come out and try to get another field goal. Yeah, I did actually see that game was tied at halftime. I don't have it up because I don't think I can watch that game. I don't think I get that game, but I did see that it was tied. UTSA is really good, so it wouldn't surprise me if that game gets close to like overtime. I'm about to check the scores again after Miami kicks this field goal. Oh no, he missed. He got blocked. Oh no, Miami's special teams is killing them right now, man. Miami's special teams cost Miami 13-point differential. Miami special teams has them as a minus 13-point differential. Missed field goal from 49 yards out, blocked field goal from 30-something yards out, and a muffed punt that gave Texas A&M the ball at like the 25-yard line, which they got a touchdown on the next few plays. That's 13 points, and you're only down by 7. So that's crazy. Miami special teams looks terrible and is losing them this game. Arkansas is up on Missouri State now. I think I said that already earlier. 31-24. Texas Tech got another touchdown. They're still down by 13 against NC State in Raleigh. 10 minutes left in that one. Georgia State looking like they might start to crawl back against Charlotte finally. Charlotte is terrible. I can't believe Georgia State is losing to them. Washington got another touchdown, and they look like they might score again here soon. Are they 1 yard away, or are they on the 99 yards away? Let me see this, because if they're about to score again, I mean, they're up on Michigan State 36-14. Washington's killing them, man. That's what I've been saying. Michigan State's defense is terrible. Yep, and UTSA Texas is tied. Has second half just started. Actually, I might have to tune into that one. Is Quinn Ewers isn't playing, is he? Nope. It is Hudson Card. Hudson Card is in the game for Texas. So no Quinn Ewers. UTSA can win this game. UTSA can definitely win this game. It wouldn't surprise me. Montana State, Oregon State is killing them 40-14. I got the Oregon State helmet up here, showing me off good here. That's really all the notable games going on right now. Tonight we still have USC, Fresno State coming into Central Florida, or not Central Florida, Southern California at 10:30. That one's going to be a fun game. I'm mad Marshall lost today. I'm actually really mad. I can't believe it. Yeah, Penn State's going to be in my top 10 tomorrow. Put up 41 on a SEC defense. On the road? Penn State's nice. Yeah, I think I want to pull up this UTSA Texas game as well. I'm going to start watching this Texas Tech NC State game, see if Texas Tech makes it any much of a game more. All right, let's see what Max Johnson has on his next drive. Back-to-back 3-and-outs, and now they are 3rd and 11 after that incomplete pass. So Texas A&M's defense and special teams has kept them winning by 7, but Texas A&M's offense still looks terrible. Wow, they just showed the highlight. Arkansas actually finally took the lead on Missouri State, like I said, but they did it on a punt return. What a way, man. College football is so crazy. I love it. I freaking love it, man. 3rd and 11. Let's see if they can pick up the first down and not go 3rd and out for the 3rd time in a row. Max Johnson looks left. He has an open receiver, and they pick up a first down. Okay, finally, they got a first down. Nice throw there by Max Johnson. They need to get the run game going. If Texas A&M can get the run game going, Max Johnson get out and throw some play action passes. Texas A&M's defense can carry them. It really can. It really can. It's done it this entire game so far, and Miami just ate up that run. Ugh. Texas A&M's offense just looks so terrible. So terrible. All right, 2nd and 11. After that run got stuffed in the backfield, they are going to run it again, and this time there's a big hole, and he picks up a first down almost to midfield, just past their own 40. That's what I'm saying, man. Establish this run game. Texas A&M's defense can carry them. And if they did that better, I think Max Johnson was always better than Haynes King, in my opinion. But Max Johnson, he wasn't bad last year at LSU. I mean, I thought that when he transferred to Texas A&M, he would have won the job at the start of the year. But Max Johnson, he hasn't looked all that great. Ooh, another big run, and this time he's past midfield too, from their own 40 to Miami's 40. 20-yard run almost. Nice pickup there. Get the run game going. That's what I said, man. That's what I said. But if they did this against App State, their defense only held App State to 17, and App State has a good offense. Texas A&M should be 2-0 right now, but they're not. Oh, Arkansas scored again. So Arkansas escapes Missouri State. They're up by how much? 11 now with a minute and a half. Let's see. NC State has the ball. Devin Leary, very good quarterback, trying to put this game away. 9 minutes left, up by 13 points. Max Johnson, meanwhile, throws a risky pass. Wow, that was a dot. They just showed a flashback from when Max Johnson was on LSU and they were playing Texas A&M. That was a dime. That was a dime as he was getting hit. That's what I'm saying. I thought Max Johnson was pretty good at LSU. Like, not anything crazy good, but enough to win the job at Texas A&M over Haynes King. Of course, he definitely had better receivers at LSU. He had Bout or Butte, however you pronounce it. But Miami gets a stop. And I don't think Texas A&M's in field goal range. It's 4th and 12. Did Texas A&M just get a stop on 3rd down? No, they got a stop on. Yeah, they did. Okay, so Texas Tech is about to get the ball back. Let's see if they can inch this one back. I love college football. So many good games. Yo, what's up, Gillon? How you doing, man? You looked at this week and did not think the games were good, same as last week. The games weren't that good like early on today, but these endings here lately have been pretty good. Like ever since the App State Hail Mary earlier, there's been some good games, like Kansas upsetting it in a second upset in a row at Houston. Missouri State was hanging in there with Arkansas. Wasn't a bad game. I wasn't paying too much attention to that one. And some of these blowouts were just surprising, like the way Washington's handling Michigan State. Kind of surprising the way Penn State handled Auburn. Surprising, but also interesting to watch. So even though some of those blowouts were interesting, they were interesting to watch to me. You also had some other quality games, like I'm trying to think of them right now. This Miami Texas A&M game might be pretty good. I'm hoping. Mississippi State LSU wasn't too bad, but you're right. Most of these bigger teams, they're playing FCS teams or a bad group of 5 teams, just hammering them. But next week, we're really going to get into like some conference play games. And when the conference game starts, it's about to turn up. There'll be a lot more good games on. Miami's about to get the ball back, though, here when we return. I want to watch some more of this Michigan State Washington game because, like, even though it's a blowout, it's kind of interesting to me also because I'm excited that Michael Penix Jr. looks like the COVID year Michael Penix Jr. and is playing really good for Washington. Like, if Washington's good, like that again makes things more interesting. And it's already almost the end of the third. And Washington defense looks pretty good as well. I mean, Michigan State's defense is not good, which is why I'm not taking Washington doing this too much into account. But I might be looking at Washington being ranked this week. Did I rank? I didn't rank Washington State last week, but Washington State also is someone who looks pretty good. Got a big time win versus Wisconsin last week. But there are a bunch of teams 3-0 right now that it's hard to measure who should be ranked. So things are going to be interesting. But like I said, every week on my rankings, I'm tearing it down, starting from scratch. So these teams at the bottom, like Kansas State, did they end up winning today? I seen that they were tied with someone that's not that great. Kansas State will probably fall out of my rankings even though they won. And I'll put somebody like a Washington in who looks a little bit better. Yeah, Michigan State, they're all right. Like, they're a decent team, but their defense is just not good. Their defense is not good. I think that Michigan State offensively is okay, and they're going to make a bowl game and everything, but I've been saying I'm not high on Michigan State all off season long. All off season long. Meanwhile, Miami got a nice run there. Henny Parrish Jr., 10 rushes, 55 yards. Yo, what's up, Gio? I'll be on later. What build did you make? I've been live for like an hour and a half. I'll probably be on in like 30 minutes, Gio. Oh, that was almost picked off. Third and 11 for Miami. TVD gonna take off. I thought he was about to do something crazy. Fourth and 7. They're going to punt it away again. Miami special teams is just killing them right now. So hopefully they don't screw up this punt because their special teams has been terrible. Oh. Pitt in Western Michigan is close. Pitt's trash, man. Pitt's trash. Pitt is trash, man. They're another team I've been saying gonna fall from last year. Yeah, they had good years last year, but that was last year. Let's talk about this year. They're not gonna be good. And Pitt definitely falls into that category with uh, Michigan State. They're just trash. They're gonna make bowl games, but they're not that good. I didn't even see that score. I'm about to check out the scores now again. Texas Tech, NC State, still the same score. NC State got the ball again, so they must have got a nice stop. NC State's defense, I think, is pretty good. They got another stop on Texas Tech, which isn't a bad team. Ohio State put up 77 on Toledo. And there's still 7 minutes left. They might one more score, and they'll have 80. Georgia State finally took the lead on Charlotte. Okay, I was about to say there ain't no way they're about to give Charlotte a win because Georgia State's actually kind of decent. Their defense just must be terrible. Yeah, Pitt is up by 7 right now on Western Michigan. I don't think no, I don't have Pitt ranked anymore. Why is Pitt still ranked after losing to Tennessee? Tennessee's another team. I don't know about Tennessee. I mean, I know they're undefeated right now. Who did they play today? But I'm just not too high on Tennessee. I didn't think that they looked very good against Pitt, even though they won in overtime, and it was against Pitt's backup quarterback. I didn't think Tennessee looked that good in that win. So you could say, oh, well, they beat Pitt. Well, Pitt is trash, and Tennessee didn't even look good when they played them. Tennessee's up 56-6 on Akron, so they're not playing anybody good. Who we got? SMU up on Maryland 27-20. That's a decent game to watch. Texas took the lead on UTSA now 24-17. I actually kind of want to watch that game. I wish I could because I don't think I get that game. I'm about to check though because if I do get that game, I want to turn it on. They looked good, just sloppy. Trusty, you were there. Who? Tennessee? You think Tennessee's nice? You were at the game? I don't know. I don't know about Tennessee yet. Because I just like Tennessee. They're good. Trust me, they're not bad. Tennessee's good. And I just didn't. Yeah, they looked sloppy against Pitt in that overtime win against their backup quarterback, and I just don't. They can't be sloppy in SEC play because then they're going to pick up some losses and go like 8-4, which is still a good year, especially in the SEC. But I'm just not sold on Tennessee right now. I need to see a sample of them facing an SEC opponent. So that's kind of where I'm at with Tennessee. I'll probably still have them ranked, but I have a lot of teams this week that I'm like they should probably be ranked. So I don't know. Texas A&M got the ball again. They're 3rd and 1. Big first down or a big third down conversion. Barely got that one, but Texas A&M. Both these teams need to try to get something going, man. Yo, what's up, Kobe Bryant fan? How you doing, man? USF is beating Florida. They're beating them now. I saw Florida was winning, and I saw USF tied it. That's nuts, man. South Florida, they have Gary Bohannon, Baylor's quarterback from last year. Good quarterback. And South Florida, they've been bad the last few years, but It's not a terrible program, man. Hoosiers won 3-0. Hey, Indiana might be better than we all thought. Big time win against Illinois. I said when that game was happening last week, was that last week or week 1? No, that was week 1 because Illinois played week 0. Yeah, I think that was 2 weeks ago when they played Illinois. I said whoever wins this game, that they might be competing for who makes a bowl game. Whoever wins that game will probably make a bowl game. So I think Indiana doing that puts them in good position to make a bowl game this year. Yeah. Y'all's quarterback has not looked bad. What's his name? A transfer from Missouri, was it? He has not looked bad. I'm not gonna lie. I try to watch as many games as I can. The only Indiana game I've watched so far this season was the Illinois Indiana one, which was a great game because they had that game-winning touchdown. Yeah, Connor Bazelak. That's what it is. Yeah, Connor Bazelak. Hoosiers bounce back year. Yeah, this is maybe like a bowl game. But yeah, he has not looked bad. Indiana hasn't looked bad. The only Indiana game I watched though was the Illinois one. I try to watch as many games as I can, but yeah, Purdue did lose again. Syracuse is pretty nice though. They lost 2 close ones. Purdue's good. The Purdue Indiana rivalry game this year is also going to be a good one. I feel like who's home? Who's home that game? If Indiana's home, then they can beat Purdue. If it's in Bloomington, they can beat Purdue. It's in Bloomington. Well, there you go. That could be another key win to get you guys to a bowl game this year. I'm hoping my team makes a bowl game. I'm a WVU fan. Hopefully we can get to a bowl, but it's not looking good. It's really not looking good. 1-2 to start the year. Gonna need to pull off a few upsets probably to make a bowl game, but we'll see. As a WVU fan, we're used to making the bowls. Not very often in my lifetime has West Virginia missed a bowl game. Only like 2 times in my lifetime. Yeah, I'm a Marshall fan second. WVU fan first, Marshall fan second. So I cheer for Marshall as long as they're not playing WVU. Marshall lost today to Bowling Green. Classic letdown game. After being on the highest of highs of beating Notre Dame in South Bend, just comes crashing down to a loss to Bowling Green. So your classic, absolute classic letdown game after a big time upset. Yeah, we beat Townsend, but it's Townsend. They're not Division 1 or anything. They're not good. Doesn't really say much to me about West Virginia, although both of our losses were close. We lost to Kansas, lost to Pitt, both very close. Lost to Kansas in overtime, lost to Pitt in a game that was very close to going to overtime. So yeah, it's definitely possible for us to bounce back here and make a bowl game, but we're gonna have to. There's a lot of good teams in the Big 12 that are gonna be fighting for bowl games, like Texas Tech. I don't think the game's over yet, but they're about to be 2-1 after they lose this one to NC State. You got Of course, Oklahoma, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Iowa State, TCU, Texas Tech, Kansas even. We already played Kansas, so I won't count them. But I guess I'll say Kansas because they're going to be fighting for a bowl now. Kansas is 3-0. So you got to include them now. Pretty much every team in the Big 12 is trying to fight for a bowl game. They're pretty good this year. So West Virginia has to beat Virginia Tech next week in Blacksburg. Blacksburg's a tough place to play. Virginia Tech's not very good this year. So West Virginia needs to win that game. We'll be 2-2, and we need to win 4 conference games. And that's hard, Out of those teams that I named in the Big 12, we got to win 4 of those games. So, yeah, every Power 5 conference is pretty tough. Yeah, Big 12 is tough. Every conference is pretty much like that. But usually in a conference, you'll have a couple of teams that are just kind of not that good. Like, that you can say, oh yeah, we can probably get a win there. And usually in the Big 12, it's Kansas, right? But we lost to Kansas, so it's really not looking too good. You think WVU can go 6-6, 7-5? I think so too. At the beginning of the year, I predicted us to go 7-5, but I hope that we can at least get to 6-6. Virginia Tech must lose. Hey, Geo Pat, my man, you got to be a WVU fan this week. On Thursday, we play Thursday night in Blacksburg because Geo Pat's a Virginia fan, so he's going to be rooting against VTech. That's how me and him can relate, man. We both hate VTech. Both our favorite teams are Virginia Tech's biggest rivalries, Virginia and West Virginia. Ooh, Miami with a big-time sack on 3rd down. Nice. It looks like this game's going to be 10-3, all the way going into halftime. You don't like Virginia Tech either? Hey, I appreciate you. WV's 2 biggest rivals, Pitt and Virginia Tech. Hate them, man. Hate them. I really hope we can beat Virginia Tech next week. Thursday night football. Night game. Tough atmosphere. But Virginia Tech's not very good, so we should be able to win. But we'll see. And Texas A&M Miami is at halftime. 10-3 Texas A&M. Special teams killing Miami early in this one. All right. Let's see what's going on with Texas versus UTSA. Is it going to let me watch this game? Nah, it's not going to let me watch Texas versus UTSA. I don't get that channel. Tough. What other game can we turn on? Any recommendations? What games are going on right now? While Miami, Texas A&M's on halftime. Welcome to the club. You think Texas Tech is a good team, but yeah. App State is insane. Every game App State plays, it's like a movie, man. It's literally like a movie ending. I don't know what it is about them, but they're just like that, man. They really are. What other games we got? Michigan State's losing 36-14, and Washington's about to kick a field goal to go up 39-14. Michigan State got creamed bad. 9 minutes left in that one. What else do we got? We got San Diego State versus Utah starting. We got La Tech facing Clemson. What's the score of that game? 34-6 Clemson. Cade Klubnik's in, so I guess that makes it a little bit interesting. You said Michigan State. What, you want me to finish watching the Michigan State game? Low key, Indiana might have a shot at beating Michigan State this year too. Maryland. I'm glad you said that. Maryland versus SMU was close, wasn't it? I might pull up that one. All right. Let me check the scores here. What is the score of that game, Maryland versus SMU? Because if it's close still, I'll watch that one. Because it should be about ending too. Oh, it's tied 27-27. 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Let's go. Yeah, I'll pull up that one. Maryland versus SMU. There it is. Favorite NFL team? You already know. The 1-0. 1-0. I repeat. New York Football Giants. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're 1-0 for the first time since 2016, I'm pretty sure. We have not won an opening day game since 2016, but we did last week. So let's go, G-Man. Let's go. All right, we got Maryland SMU pulled up now. 27-27, 11-21 left to go in the game. Woo! Hey, Chicago Bears. Hey, both our teams pulled off upsets. Let's see if they can keep it going, man. Don't the Bears play the Packers this week? Texas A&M Miami is at halftime. So I switched over to this one while it's on halftime. 10-7 or 10-3 still. Aggies are winning. That was an amazing route by Dante Demas, man. Just dropped the ball. I love Dante Demas from Maryland. He's a really good receiver. Last year he tore West Virginia up in the Maryland WVU game. But he got injured, I think, the week after. He's really good. Maryland's going for it on the 45, 4th and 9. Big time risk here by the Terps. Can they convert? They do! Fighting for the extra yard. Maryland first down on 4th and 9. Caught it like 2 yards short of the first down. And just fought his way, man, to get the first. fought it, man. Wow. Maryland looking to score right here. What are my predictions for the 2022 Indiana basketball team? You watched my vid. Predictions. I'd probably have them as my favorite in the Big Ten. Not even capping. Like, I think Indiana can win the Big Ten this year. I'm just trying to think of other teams in the Big Ten conference that are actually going to be competing for the conference championship this year in basketball, and I'm thinking Indiana, Illinois, and after that, I'm like, there's some other good teams in the Big Ten, but I think Indiana or Illinois will win the Big Ten championship this year. Iowa, after losing Keegan Murray, not too high on them. Purdue, oh my goodness, Maryland is fighting right now. Another first down on a big time run. Their offensive line just pushed him forward. But like I was saying, got distracted. Not too high in Iowa after losing Keegan Murray. I know his brother, Chris Murray, is supposed to be pretty good, and they expect him to take that same step. I gotta see it before I believe it, because Keegan Murray was a special type player. I don't just think just because he's his brother, he's gonna make that same step. Purdue, they lost Jaden Ivey, of course, and Travion Williams. So I think Purdue's going to take a step down. They're still going to be a tournament team. Same with who was I talking about? Iowa. I think Iowa and Purdue will probably still be tournament teams, but I don't think they'll win the Big Ten championship. Ohio State lost EJ Liddell. You got Michigan State's going to be nice. They're going to be a tournament team, not too high on Michigan State being a Big Ten championship contender, though. But I would probably have Michigan State as my third favorite. So I'd have Indiana, Illinois at 2, Michigan State at 3 in the Big Ten. So those would be my top 3 preseason for Big Ten basketball. And yeah, Indiana's going to be pretty good. Trace Jackson. I have him as a preseason All-American, man. I think I have him preseason second team All-American. It'd be hard for him to get first team All-American because there's so many great big men. Oscar Tshiebwe, Armando Bacot, Drew Timme. There goes Dante Demas for the touchdown. Maryland takes the lead. Woo! Oh, wait, no, that wasn't Dante Demas. That was Corey Dykes. Still another good receiver. But yeah, I think Indiana's going to be pretty good, man. They got some good recruits coming in. They got 2 5-stars coming in, 5-star freshmen that will be playing for y'all. Race Thompson, good defender. So yeah. Other teams in the Big Ten, Wisconsin. After losing Johnny Davis was Wisconsin last year. So I don't think Wisconsin, but Wisconsin always somehow is decent, but I don't think they'll be able to win the Big Ten championship. I would predict Indiana, Illinois, Michigan State, my top 3 for basketball in the Big Ten. Let's see if Texas A&M is about to come back on here soon. What's going on? Washington still up 39-14 on Michigan State. Is WVU going to be any good at basketball this year? I hope so, man. I hope so. Completely new roster for us this year. Some good transfers coming in. Hopefully, we need people to step up. If we are going to be any good, the Big 12 is, for basketball wise, might be the best conference. Like, Texas is going to be really good this year with Tyrese Hunter, Timmy Allen. Very tough, man. Texas will be good. Baylor, obviously. Kansas, obviously. The defending champions. Ooh, Texas just got a pick 6. Wow. Oklahoma and Nebraska. Oh yeah, they're just showing highlights. But yeah, my man Huggy Bear, Bob Huggins Bear, signed basketball right there. Inducted into the Hall of Fame last Saturday. So you can't ever count us out, man. With Huggy Bear at head coach, we could be a tournament team. If we are a tournament team, see, I predicted us to barely miss out on the tournament. So I think we'll be decent. But with all the great teams in the Big 12 for basketball, I just don't know if we'll be able to make any noise. But hopefully, man. I have some optimism. You got to go. When's my next stream? Usually I try to stream on Saturdays, college football season. So probably next Saturday night I'll have one for sure. And sometimes I have one throughout the week, like on Thursdays. So I'm a little bit random, but usually I stream on Saturdays for game day. So yeah, man, I appreciate you stopping by, talking some ball with me. See you, man. GL Pat, well, the Panthers are making it not close anymore. Ooh, Pitt is pulling away from Western Michigan then. I don't like to hear that. I don't like to hear that. But hey, man, I think I'm going to hop off the stream as well. We've been live for 2 hours now. It's been fun. I appreciate you stopping by, GeoPat. I'm going to go ahead and hop off of the stream. Thank everyone for stopping by. If you guys are watching this as a video later, I appreciate you as well. So make sure you guys subscribe if you're in here and you are new. Make sure you drop a like. That helps spread the video out to more college fans, grow the channel. But yeah, maybe West Virginia will have a bounce back basketball year. I hope so, man. I'm really optimistic about it because it's a brand new team and it's Huggy Bear coaching. So I'm optimistic about it, but I'm not trying not to get my hopes too high because I'm not sure if we'll be able to do it. But I'm excited to see what the team holds this year. So let's hope that we can have a bounce back here. But yeah, I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next stream, next video. Have my top 25 out early tomorrow morning. I'm going to try to have my my college football week 4 top 25 out before 11 a.m. tomorrow. It'll probably be around 11 a.m. I'll have it out. So I'm going to be working on it tonight, tomorrow. And yeah, guys, I'll see you then.